9 experienced hikers walked into these mountains. Every single one of them died, and the way they died breaks every rule of survival you know. Some ran into a blizzard half naked. One was found with her tongue missing. Their tent was slashed open from the inside. This is the coldest cold case in history. And tonight, you and I are going to solve it. January 1959. 10 students from a Soviet engineering institute board a train chasing adventure. Their leader is Igor Dyatlov, smart, disciplined, obsessed with the mountains. They carry a diary and a camera, and they log everything. On the first pages, they sound thrilled. "I wonder what surprises this trip has for us," Igor writes. He has no idea. One member, Yuri Yudin, gets sick early and turns back. He hugs his friends goodbye in the snow. That photo is the last time anyone ever sees the other 9 alive. And that illness? It's about to save his life. The other 9 push deeper into the frozen Ural wilderness. On February 1st, they reach the base of a peak the local people call Kolotsiakl. Translated, it means dead mountain. They climb all day and pitch their tent near the summit, out in the open, exposed to the wind. Their final diary entry describes an eerie calm. It's the last normal thing anyone will ever record about them. 16 days. That's how long the whole trip was supposed to take. They promised to send a telegram the moment they got back. The telegram never came. Days pass. Then weeks. Finally, a rescue team goes in after them. On February 26th, they find the tent. And immediately they know something is horribly wrong. The tent is half buried in snow, but everything inside is untouched. Boots, food, gear, all neatly packed and in place. So why is the tent sliced wide open? Not the entrance, the wall itself. And the cuts run from the inside out. Something made 9 people cut their way out of their own shelter and run into a Siberian night at -30 degrees. Footprints lead down the slope, away from the tent. Some are boots, some are bare feet. And here's the first thing that makes no sense. The footprints are calm, even spacing, walking, not sprinting. Whatever terrified them at the tent, they stopped being afraid of it within seconds. About a kilometer down, near a tall cedar tree, they find the first 2 bodies, frozen, wearing almost nothing, thin shirts, underwear, no shoes, no jackets, no gloves, in cold that kills in minutes. Beside them, the ashes of a small fire, and the tree itself is strange. Branches are snapped off 5 meters up, as if someone clawed toward the sky in the dark. 3 more bodies turn up between the tree and the tent, spread in a line, all of them facing back uphill, like they were trying to get back to the tent, and gave out one by one in the snow. Then the search goes cold for months. When the snow finally melts, the last 4 are found, buried deep in a ravine near running water. And these 4 bodies change everything. 1 has a fractured skull. 2 have crushed chests, ribs shattered like a car crash. But here is the impossible part. There are almost no external wounds. Nothing on the skin to match that kind of trauma. A doctor said only the force of a car could do this with no visible injury on the outside. And then it gets worse. 2 of them are missing their eyes, and 1 young woman is missing her tongue. So the official Soviet report lands with a thud. They died of hypothermia, it says, killed by a compelling natural force. Case closed. But nobody believes it. Not the families, not the public, not for the next 65 years, because every explanation crashes into a clue that ruins it. Was it an avalanche? Dyatlov was far too experienced to camp in a slide zone, and the snow over the tent was too thin for a real one. 100 later expeditions never saw the right conditions. Was it the military? Some of the clothing was faintly radioactive. This was the Cold War. Rumors of a secret test spread fast. But there was no crater, no wreckage, no burned ground. Was it a UFO? One of the last photos shows a strange glow in the black sky. People swore something was in the air that night. But if bodies could be dug out of the snow, where was the debris from whatever supposedly crashed? And the missing eyes and tongue? Grim but explainable. Those are the soft tissues that go first. When a body lies in a cold stream for weeks. For decades, the Dyatlov Pass stayed a black hole of theories. Yetis, aliens, secret weapons, murder. And then, in 2021, 2 scientists did something new. They didn't guess, they ran the numbers. Their answer is a slab avalanche, a rare, quiet kind, not a roaring wall of snow, a single dense plate of packed snow that lets go on a slope you'd swear was too gentle to slide. To pitch the tent, the hikers had cut into that slope, weakening the snow sitting above them. In the dark, a slab maybe a couple of meters wide broke free and slammed onto part of the tent as they slept. To test it, the scientists used animation technology originally built to simulate snow for a Disney movie. And the simulation matched the autopsies. Crushed chests and a fractured skull from the slab's weight, with barely a mark on the skin exactly as described. Now the whole night finally makes sense. The slab hits. Panic. They can't reach the blocked exit, so they slash the tent wall and stumble out. Once clear of the slope, the danger is gone, and that's why their footprints turn calm. They head for the tree line for shelter and light a fire. Some freeze there beside it. Some try to climb back for the tent and collapse on the way. And the last four, digging for cover in that ravine, are the ones the collapsing snow finally crushes. So is that it? Case solved? Almost. Because even the scientists admit the model isn't perfect. It explains the injuries and the escape from the tent. It doesn't fully explain why trained survivors, who knew exactly what the cold can do, walked away from their warm gear into a killing wind. Maybe fear does things to the mind that no simulation can ever capture. 9 people went up Dead Mountain. 9 stayed. The only one who lived was the man too sick to climb Yuri Yudin, who carried the mystery the rest of his life and died peacefully in 2013 at 75. 65 years on, we finally have our best answer yet. But the mountain still keeps a little of its secret, and maybe that's exactly why we can't stop looking up at it. If this case pulled you in, do one thing for me. Hit subscribe. Next week I break down another mystery that people swear cannot be explained. Drop your own theory in the comments. I read every one. See you in the next investigation.